it's cold. All right, we're going to go in here and get one of the forgotten fluids that you need to really watch out for if it gets really cold. Well, today we're going to talk about the forgotten antifreeze in your Jeep or any other car for that matter. When most people think of antifreeze, they think of antifreeze that goes in your radiator, such as this Mopar antifreeze for your Jeep or your standard Prestone antifreeze for any other passenger car or truck. Of course, your antifreeze normally goes into your radiator, also known as radiator fluid. Most windshield, whoops. This Rain-X all-season windshield washer fluid contains methanol. And methanol is the type of alcohol that will lower the freezing point of this liquid. So that will keep your hoses and your system running properly in cold weather. If it's blue, then you probably have a washer fluid that is rated above 32 degrees. If it's yellow or possibly green, but mainly yellow, this Rain-X brand is the most popular, then the freezing temperature is either 0 or below 0. Antifreeze for your radiator, on the other hand, usually use some other type of alcohol, mainly called ethylene glycol. Here's a good example of what could happen. So on this old Honda, you have these two windshield washer nozzles here, but look under here. You have all this plastic tubing that goes to it. So if water or any type of liquid freeze in here, it's going to expand. The liquid expands, and this is not rubber, this is hard plastic, and this will all crack. So as you can see on this all-season Rain-X bottle, this particular one here goes to minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and this all-season goes to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So any of these will work. Now this Dodge minivan has a similar yellow cap. You really can't see down in there, but this is what the symbol usually looks like. On a Jeep XJ, again, you see the symbol, but the tank is behind the tire in the fender well, so you can't see what color it is in there. On this Jeep Wrangler, however, you can see that it is blue washer fluid. So this needs to be either diluted or changed out because this is going to freeze. Now this Ford F-150 pickup, the cap is not yellow, it is black, but it clearly says windshield washer fluid. You can't really see it, you have to kind of look down in there. That is blue, so this either needs to be diluted or changed out. This 1965 Chevy, well, they didn't have windshield washers back then. So I'm going to use this minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit washer fluid to dilute this blue. And that'll give it a little bit more better properties to not freeze. Now on a Jeep XJ, these are kind of finicky. They don't take a fast pour, so you have to kind of barely pour it in at a very slow rate. Otherwise, it will just spew out everywhere. So on these XJs, not only do you need to bleed the wiper fluid through the front, you keep doing that until the new wiper cleaning fluid comes out, but you also need to do the back. So you press, if you have a real wiper, you hold that down, and as you see, it will squirt the back and purge all that either water or blue fluid out of it. Because if this fluid freezes, not only will it crack the tank, but all these little delicate hoses and stuff that go up through it all the way up to your squirter valve there will freeze and break. And on the back, you also have this little hose here that goes up through and squirts it down. This stuff will freeze and crack up. And this little hose goes all the way through back to underneath here. So when you're winterizing your Jeep or your other vehicles, make sure not only do you check your antifreeze and make sure that it is not too old or used. Most antifreeze only lasts for 5 years or 150,000 miles. So check your owner's manual, sure that you are within the service specifications of that. But not only do you need to check your antifreeze, but you also need to check your windshield wiper fluid. So if your windshield wiper fluid is blue, then you're going to be blue when it cracks. So if you live in so check your owner's manual to make sure that you are within the service specifications of that. But not only do you need to check your antifreeze, but you also need to check your windshield wiper fluid. So if your windshield wiper fluid is blue, then you're going to be blue when it cracks. So if you live in a climate that goes below freezing, then change your windshield wiper fluid out to the below freezing level stuff. But before we go, I'm going to show you a couple of tool deals that I found. This is the Craftsman Versastack system. It's kind of like a pack-out system. It is fairly rugged, probably not as rugged as the Milwaukee pack-out system, but this system normally sells for about $80 at Lowe's. This was a clearance one. Most of them have a clear top on it. This one had a red top, so I always check at Lowe's. I said, let me go check. So I went and tried to have them scan that. It didn't even show up in their system. So the manager comes out, looks it up, and says, "Okay, I'll give it to you for $40." So I bought it. So if you see a pack-out or a Versastack Craftsman system with a red top, not a clear top, then you might want to go to the manager and see if they'll give you a deal on it. Another deal I found this week was at Home Depot. This little impact set here was down to like $7.97, and a special buy of these for $10. So this is for your impact drivers, not an impact wrench, but an impact driver. And when I say impact driver, I mean something like this, which has that little 1/4-inch driver tip on it. So very handy. What I don't mean is something like this. This is an impact wrench. That's got your regular anvil. And another thing, if you're looking for some 1157 bulbs, don't go to the auto parts store, go to a truck stop. You can get this whole pack for $5. Just another little tip. Napa keeps bulbs behind the counter. These are not on the counter, so if you need some 194 or even some 1157, I think this whole box here, which has like, how many bulbs in it? I think it's got 10 of them in it, and that's only $5. If you go to like AutoZone and get the little 2-pack, it's going to be $6, so might as well get 10 for $5. Now these are incandescent, obviously they're not LEDs. And last but not least, if you need some little Christmas tree things for your Jeep doors, your XJ doors, Napa has these. These are like $5 or $6. That's your part number there. They work great. Also, today, Harbor Freight had 30% off of all items less than $20. I got this little wobble extension set for my impact wrench and or impact driver, I should say. And I have another video on this. The horn in my XJ is garbage. I bought another horn from AutoZone. It lasted about a year. So this dual set from Harbor Freight after the discount was like $7 for both. So I'm going to try that out. If it doesn't last, I haven't lost much. That's it for this short video. So when you winterize your vehicles, make sure you don't forget the windshield washer fluid. And y'all have a great evening and stay warm.